Hey, this is Lorena, and I wanted to try out this ruler. It's called an X Blocks Basics. It's for 2.5-inch strips. What I'm trying to do is find easy projects for my elderly community group. And so I thought it would be neat just to do a tutorial with this. I've never done it before. And so what I did is I got Oceanside's collection. I'm also going to do this for the church. We're going to try it out at the church sew group. And because it had a lot of solids, it's really pretty. I decided to get 1.5 yards of more of a beige, and so it's 1.5 yards of beige with blue, and even has like waves in it. And I cut them. I cut 2.5-inch strips of this, and so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is take my Oceanside's collection apart, and I'm just going to pick two colors that isn't it beautiful? Oh my god. Sniff the lint. I love this. It's like, so I'm just going to pick two random colors. So I'm going to probably pick this purple. And I'm also going to pick kind of like just, let's try this one. And what I'm doing is just picking two colors. They're very solid. And so I just picked two colors out of my 2.5-inch strips. I'm going to put it away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one side. I'm going to make sure that my neutral is in the middle. And I'm just going to start sewing 1/4-inch seam all the way down. So we're going to the sewing machine. 1/4-inch seam, and I sewed all the way down, completely down. And now I'm going to get my iron, and I'm going to go ahead and just push my fabric, the dark, away from the light, and then I'm going to get my iron, and we're going to sew a 1/4-inch seam all the way down. Alright. With the other strip, sewing a 1/4-inch seam all the way down, and then I'm going to get my iron, and I'm going to iron it and make sure everything's pressed. So based to the instructions, they say to line up these grid marks to the sides of your seams. So here I have the ruler, and I lined it up, and what I did is I think this would be the easiest, and I got my rotary cutter so that I would have a nice straight edge, and I took this off. So now because it doesn't extend all the way, I'm getting my ruler here, and I'm also going to use this to do this. Go all the way like that. So I'm going to start cutting those strips, and my rotary cutter is not sharp like it should. And I'm going to just start speeding the film up a little bit. I think this is going to get boring if you guys watch it. So I'm going to cut all my strips the way you saw me cut the first one initially. And in a minute, I'm going to start cutting the block itself. And so here, now that I have the strips all cut, I cut the side fabrics, and I'm using the ruler to give me the size that I need to make this block. And so that's one of the blocks. And then I'm moving forward the film again for the same purposes, and I'm just cutting the blocks apart. If you do the 3 strips, you literally have enough for one whole block, and then you have 3 pieces left over. That all your other strips will have 3 pieces left over. So I'm sure you can just kind of scrappy it out and make them different. But I didn't have enough fabric to make 2 blocks. I just had enough to make 1 full block and 3 pieces left over here. So from my understanding, the way you do this block, you can wonky it out like this and make a star, or you can change it to where the darker area is a star. I think that's beautiful right there. Or you can angle them. Let me see how this goes. Something like that if you want something more modern. or you can, it just depends on what you want to do, I guess. Just try all different techniques, but what I really liked was I like kind of like the pinwheel kind of design. And so what I'm going to do is stitch these two and then these two, and then we're going to put the other pieces together. So let's go to the sewing machine. So I'm going to sew these two together, and the neat thing is you don't have to connect the seams, you just do a straight stitch. You don't have to worry about connecting any of this. That's why I like it. I'm doing the elderly group, and I want to find different easy techniques that they can do without having any problems. And so I'm going to bring this together. I'm going to sew a fourth. Then we're going to go to the iron machine. And my pieces, now all you have to do is worry about this one seam right here. So I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to see if the camera will. And I'm going to turn one of the seams. I'm going to get myself turn that seam, pin it, and then let's go to the sewing machine and have fun. So this is what the block looks like. I really love it. I think it's beautiful. It's not that hard to do. It went pretty fast. The only thing I don't like about the ruler is that I have to use another ruler to cut the strips right. But this is what it looks like in a quilt. We did this at our church. I think this quilt top is going to be beautiful. I can't wait to have it quilted. I really appreciate your subscription, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys.